Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com and welcome to part 2 of our OSSSEE adventure. Today we'll be looking at the NAC Splitfire. The Splitfire is a wonderful middleman card that not only can split the video signal of an arcade board via JAMMA, but also amplifies the video and sound to work with an external display, or in my use case, a capture card. The Splitfire comes in this wonderful packaging that is so good. If you told me that you could pick this up in a store off a shelf, I'd have believed you. In the box, you get a nice instruction booklet, which I will be showing you here page by page. Under the bubble wrap, you'll find the card itself in non-static plastic. And there it is. The blue and greenish top connector is the side you plug into the board or game you want to stream or record, and the bottom copper pins is where you plug in your cabinet's JAMMA harness. On the left side of the board are the potentiometers for adjusting volume level and video brightness from the board itself, although you could adjust some of these settings in your capture software of choice if need be. The right side includes a female DE15 connector, commonly known as VGA, as well as a 3.5 stereo headphone jack. This is where you will plug in your external video and audio cables to connect to your capture device, in our case the OSSSEE. I would recommend plugging in your capture cables into your Splitfire before trying to connect to your arcade board's JAMMA connection. Plugging the cables in after the fact would be more difficult. In my case, getting the NAC to plug into the JAMMA harness was extra difficult due to the fact that the harness needs to be replaced at this point since it slides off fairly easily these days. Unfortunately, the video I had made of me plugging in the NAC was corrupted, but I can tell you it was not very difficult to plug in at all. Just make sure the NAC is firmly connected to the board. In this case, it's my Capcom I/O board, and that the cabinet's JAMMA harness is firmly secured to the naked copper pins. Also, be very sure you have not plugged in your cabinet JAMMA harness into the NAC the wrong way. Be very mindful of the pinout. Before moving on to the OSSCE, make sure that the cabinet powers on normally and that video comes onto the monitor. Basically, make sure your game boots up even though you're not looking at the OSSCE and it's connected to the laptop. In my case, first try. Now that the cabinet is powered on and the VGA and audio cables are connected to the OSSCE, I am plugging in the HDMI output of the OSSCE into the Elgato Cam Capture, which is plugged into my laptop on a USB 3.0 port. After a moment, you will see scrambled video on the laptop, but after changing the OSSCE to AV3 input 2 on the remote, the video came through perfect. It was easy as that. I could not get the OSSCE to line triple or higher, so the video remained at 480p, but I still consider this a win. It may require more tinkering on my part, but 480p recording is still better than pointing a camera at the cabinet's CRT.
第一戦始め。
遊びじゃないよ。酔いはいいですか。
第一戦始め。
敵の
$100, I could not be happier with this board and the new opportunities for recording and streaming it provides. After tinkering some more and updating the OSSCE's firmware, I plan on doing some proper live streaming. I will likely need to buy a second unit now for my initial D3 cabinet to dedicate to it. For anyone who has wanted to record directly off their arcade hardware with games that run off a JAMMA or that you can adapt to a JAMMA harness, there hasn't been a better and more accessible solution. I have left a link to the forum in the video description to where you can purchase one of these boards, but as of this recording, there is quite a waiting list of people waiting to get their hands on this device. If you do sign up for the forum to ask to be put on the list, please be patient. I am aware this video will likely drive up interest for these who find it, but I also don't want to overload these guys behind the project either. It's a wonderful piece of kit that really shows the ingenuity of the arcade scene. Be sure to read through the thread. Cabinets with grounding issues may not work until issues are resolved with your own hardware. I am thankful my cabinet just worked. Regardless, if recording from your arcade hardware has been one of your wishes, consider your wish granted. It just takes a good bit of hardware to get going. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. Please subscribe and let me know what you think. Thank you.